There are three things that are not dominion that people call dominion. So number one, dominion is not intimidation. So a leader, a person who calls himself a leader, they can use intimidation tactics to control a follower. But a person who has dominion, they're not authorized to use intimidation or violence or threat or harm or slavery. When you have dominion, you're not authorized to use those kinds of force to control another person. So intimidation is illegal for a person who has dominion. So when you have a church that is saying that they have control in your life and they're going to tell you when to wake up and they're going to tell you when to sleep and they're going to tell you how to do this and they're going to tell you how to do that. When they do all those things, they are crushing the independence that's in you. They're crushing the call of God that's in you, the dominion that's in you. And they may open up a little door for you to be able to function, maybe in the area of singing, maybe in the area of teaching something, but it doesn't open you up to the whole entire world, where maybe God wants you to actually do something outside of the church, such as maybe even the job that you do. Some of us are very good at our job. Many times people are good at their job because they're taking dominion through their spirit at their job. And we need to get to a place where we understand that true dominion leadership is devoid of intimidation. I don't need to intimidate you to be able to have authority in this world. There's an authority that comes from God that does not need intimidation. Secondly, a lot of times people will take leadership in your life by manipulation. I'm gonna give you an example of manipulation. That might be uncomfortable, but it's an example of manipulation. I don't know if you ever had somebody call you and ask you how you're doing. How are you doing? I'm doing good. So what are you doing on Saturday? Nothing. Okay, I need you to help me to move. I'm moving from Oshawa to Mississauga. I rented the truck and you're gonna drive me. They didn't ask you how you're doing because they cared. They didn't ask you what are you doing on Saturday because they cared about you. They wanted to get a confirmation that you're free and then manipulate you or force you to help them on Saturday. Depending on the friendship, if they're a really good friend, it's not hard to say, nah, I don't want to help you on Saturday. I'm tired. I'm going to be tired. So sometimes people, they take leadership in your life by manipulation. But leadership by manipulation is not dominion. It's just a person trying to control another person. Intimidation by violence is not dominion. It's just one person trying to control another person. The third concept that is not dominion, and a lot of people really confuse this one with dominion, is the concept of influence. Influence is leadership, but influence is not dominion. So what's the difference between influence and dominion? Is that influence is, if you like me and I ask you to do something, there's a high probability that you'll do it if you like me. Or I'm here and I'm teaching and I'm talking to everybody and I will grab a book here and I'll say this book is Goals Journal. I love all of you. You guys can all buy a copy. I'd love for you to buy a copy. Now I can sell you a book through Dominion, but if I just pull it out, just talking about it randomly with no purpose, the reason why I'm doing that is because I want you to buy it, and I probably have a personal desire, personal need, something that I want from you. So I'm using my influence to get you to do something that I want you to do. It's not criminal, it's not bad. That's actually the whole point of sales, is you use your influence to get somebody to buy something from you. But influence is not dominion. Because the reason why I say that is that I can be a criminal who has no value, who's not a good person. And if I hold this book up and say to my mom, can you buy it? I have influence in her life because I'm her son. Or if you're my friend, or if I'm your boss, or if you just like things that I do, because maybe I wrote a book before and you liked it. So what I'm doing now is I'm using my influence to get you to do what I want you to do. So Intimidation is violence used to get you to do what I want you to do. Manipulation is deception used to get you to do what I want you to do. And influence is popularity used to get you to do what I want you to do. And dominion is completely opposite to those three concepts. Dominion is about recognizing why God created you, recognizing your identity and who you are in God, and then recognizing how God wants to uniquely use you in this world to touch people's lives. So when I'm doing something, I'm not doing something to get you to do what I want you to do. I'm doing something for God to use me for His glory, for God to use me to give you a benefit in your life and to broaden your perspective to the fact that there really is a God in this world. When you're effectively walking in dominion, when you do things for people, especially people who have an affinity to kind of understand God, they will have a thankfulness that's beyond human interaction. They will be able to just feel God through you. And that's why I think it's very, very important that when we are living in this world, that we start to understand how to walk in dominion. Now we have needs, and God will meet our needs. And I'm not saying that not to let God meet your needs, but I'm saying that when you begin to recognize that if I have needs, then that means that you have needs. And if my needs are important, that means that your needs are important. And then the question is, who is best able to empower me so that I don't just meet my own needs, but I actually meet your needs? And more importantly, who is there that is able to empower us, that we don't just meet each other's needs mutually, but we actually do the will and the purpose of God? And that person is God Himself. God is the same one who has authorized us to have dominion and authority. He's the same one that put power on the inside of us. He's the same one that created us in this world so that we could have calling, or that we can have unique gifts that we can use within the functions of life that we have to live in. So at my job, I can use my gifts. At my church, I can use my gifts. In my community, I can use my gifts. In my family, I can use my gifts. I can have dominion on this earth.